Hey guys, what's going on? So this is it's not even a speculation video. It's a what would I do if I was a game developer. And I've done a couple of these in the past. One of them was Circle of, like, it was how they should remake Clock of Power. And it was like Clock of Community, and it's toxic towards everybody. And that's how you can revive the game. If you want me to link you to that, I can. But it was my way of remaking Clock of Power, to make it to where you can make it go against the meta, and it would, even having it just in the game would make people play different decks just because. But like, so this is another, like, if I was a developer, utilizing the rules that they have in the game with the ideas of what they are trying to change in the game, and the, like, all of the different factors that they have in the game. So I'm not trying to say, like, this isn't a video of me saying, like, the season pass should be $1, like, that's not what this is. It's like, it's something that I could see the developers putting into the game, but they probably won't. But it's just something that I thought of, and I thought that I would share it. And that's basically what it is. And so because it's Sunday and because there were no news updates, because they take breaks on weekends, so they don't do anything new, and we're eagerly waiting for 31.1, I have been stuck on this screen because it's the last thing that they've posted. So I don't know why I keep, like, looking back to see if they've updated news. They don't. Like, they wouldn't do it midday. If they didn't already do it at 9 o'clock, they're not going to do it. But it made me really start to think about star coins. And currently there is a star coin deal, and that was what that was promoting. It's it's $20 for 5 star coins, which is obviously a terrible deal. Don't do it. But it made me start thinking about star coins in general and their purpose in the game. Now, obviously their purpose is to level up a card, but I'm talking about, like, the way that you obtain it and how often you obtain star coins, and the purpose in the game. And currently, the only way to get star coins is through caskets. It's through lucky caskets and being lucky. You have a 1% chance of getting, you have a 5% chance of getting 1. You have a 0.02, so basically nothing. You have a basically no chance of getting 10. And even if you were able to get 10, you would still need 10 more to upgrade a unit from any level to any other level. And so if you are using star coins, do not use them on anything less than a 14, or I would argue maybe even a 12 to get to that 13 talent. But do not use anything, do not use a star coin for anything below a 12. A 12 to get to a 13, or a 14 to get to a 15. Because it's just not, it's just not worth it. Like, it's so difficult to get star coins. Save them for when it's important. And so, but the only way that you can get them are through lucky caskets. It's either through lucky caskets in the season pass, or it's lucky caskets in the pay side of the Hero Tavern pass. And that's it. And you have 1 star coin that you get here. Whenever Random League comes around, you can also, if you get onto the leaderboard, you can get star coins there. And since star coins have been transferred into lucky caskets, I have had 1 season where I got, I believe, 3, maybe even less. Maybe I got 2. I bought a Hero Tavern, so that gave me a 3rd one. And then I got some place in Random League, and I got 2 from that, and that's how I have 5. So through a season pass, through one full season pass, I was able to obtain 2 from lucky caskets. I guess also when I bought Heroes Tavern, I also had a chance to get them from lucky caskets over here as well, and through a season pass and through a Hero Tavern pass, I was able to get 2. You need 20. And this made me think about the game and how could they implement a different system but still be fair. And I came up with the idea, what if they made Laboratory of Experiments, but they called it Star Labs? And this is obviously a take on the DC universe. I want to say it's Superman, or no, it's the lab that Cyborg came out of. I believe it's Star Labs. It might be in Superman as well. I mean, it's all in the same universe, so it's all technically in the same thing. But what if they did something similar to Laboratory of Experiments, but it was called Star Labs? And I was wondering how to balance this, and I thought about, what if you could exchange a magic orb for a chance to get a star coin? So it's the same layout of this, where you have 5 experiments, and then on the 5th experiment, if you still don't get it, or I'm sorry, on the 5th experiment, you obviously get it because you pay the 30 coins again, and then that is your guaranteed one. But it's all the same percentages. You do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 guaranteed. And then you have to exchange an orb. Why an orb? Because orbs are incredibly difficult to obtain. In order to obtain an orb, you have to either use a legendary throw a regular legendary into Laboratory of Experiments and get an orb like this, or you have to, through the season pass, or I'm sorry, through the regular season, you have to trade in orbs, or trade in 4 orbs, into, into Magic Lab. So you have 5 trades per month, and then you can spend 500 crystals to get 5 more trades. If you wanted to, you could use your rune keys as a regular trade, and get orbs like that. So you could get it from wherever rune keys are. You could have extra trades. You can buy extra trades from that. But it's not the same as just throwing any legendary, because you obtain any legendary all the time. There are so many ways to obtain any legendary. You can go through the season pass. You can just get it from there. Whenever you go through the regular PvP pass, you get a random legendary here, you get a random legendary here, you get a random legendary here. See, you get random legendaries all the time, but magic orbs, to transfer them into magic orbs, that's difficult. And it's limited. And I feel like this would work if they came out with a thing that was just titled like Star Labs. And it was essentially Laboratory of Experiments, where you trade in orbs in order to get a star coin. So you can trade orbs to star coins. You could trade a legendary to get an orb, and then trade an orb to get a star coin, and you could do that. And I don't think that this breaks any kind of system. I think this gives you a guaranteed way of theoretically getting star coins, which is important if you want to specifically upgrade a specific unit. Now, the only way that they could say that, oh, this breaks the system, is it means that you can free to play an event unit. You could theoretically obtain a single copy of an event unit and then, trade in trade in a large quantity of things, and then use star coins to upgrade it, and then use star coins to upgrade it, and then use star coins to upgrade it. But that is a lot of star coins. I have a genie at 14. If I wanted to upgrade a genie at 14 in this way, I would need 20 star coins to go from 14 to 15. But if I did it the normal way, I would only need 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I would only need 13. I would need 13 legendaries total, where 5 of that is through events, and then 8 of that is through orbs. If I were to try to upgrade it with star coins, I would have to trade 20 legendaries. Now, if you wanted to trade, I think that they would be okay with you wanting to trade 20 legendaries for chances to get star coins, because like I said, the only way that you would obtain the resources to do this is at the rate that you're currently obtaining them now through experiment coins. I wouldn't add a new like Star Coin coins, Star Coin coins, Star Lab coins. Like, I wouldn't add another currency. You can easily just use experiment coins. You could even play with the amount of experiment coins that you would need in order to keep doing this. You could make it 60 if you wanted to. You could keep it at 30 and that's fine. But if you want to even like change that, you know, like the way to obtain it even more, you could change the amount of experiment coins that you would need per try. And when I say per try, it would work the same way, where if it fails, you don't lose a magic orb. That would be insanity and nobody would do it. And I would advise everybody to not do it. But you could literally, so you literally just trade in experiment coins. It could be 30, it could be more, into Star Labs. And then you have a chance to get to slow farm star coins. And I think that this would work in the game without breaking the game. And it would also give people that are free to play a way to get a specific event unit to level up if they really want to spend this amount of experiment coins and this amount of orbs in order to upgrade an event legendary without necessarily having to spend money. I think that this would work. I don't see any downside to it. I know that people would obviously hate it because they hate everything, but I think that this is a much better way of obtaining star coins than what's currently in the game, because random chance is random. And you could, if you really wanted to get star coins in the game to upgrade a specific unit, it's going to take you a while. And it's going to take you a lot of money for a quote-unquote chance to get it. The guaranteed nature of Laboratory of Experiments, the idea that after 5 experiments you get there is a success rate. Like, you could say that it costs 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. You could say that it costs 150 experiment coins to get a legendary. There is a definitive endpoint. If there was no definitive endpoint and you had to spend, 300, 500 experiment coins in order to get to exchange one, people would hate this system. And I think that is what you're left with Lucky Caskets. Not only are you paying to get a chance to get a star coin, but you could pay a large quantity of money and never get a star coin. I think that at the very least, if they came out with a thing like Star Labs, where you can trade a magic orb, yes, it's a long process, but at the very least, it is a definitive process. And I think that adding definitives into this game, even if it takes a long time, I think that that's a better solution than just doing Lucky Caskets. You can still do Lucky Caskets, but I think a system where you could trade something for a star coin in order to theoretically upgrade an event unit, or to specifically upgrade one person's specific deck, I think that would go a long way in this game.